You worthless piece of shit. Your number one job is to protect the Constitution. The Constitution will protect the people. If we had the right to bear arms like the Constitution dictates, this would not have happened. You sanctimonious retard. They're saying everything that's not true from reality. He's just saying his primary job is to protect them. His primary job is to protect the Constitution. The Constitution, in turn, will protect us. But oh my God, they're too busy worshiping themselves. And notice that every tragedy they say, where was God? Where was God? We're here. You can see us. We come down from our helicopters and our Air Force One plane. We descend upon, applaud us, pray unto us, even though they fail. I mean, how is it they get applauded when they fail like that? Oh my God. Because you can't admit that you were wrong to elect them. So applaud them, because you're applauding yourself. Wow, we didn't make a stupid move to vote for this ignoramus or this idiot with an agenda. Okay, here's where the police that failed the Connecticut, failed the children. They didn't do their job and protect the children. They're dead because these people of the Connecticut State Police failed them and they're dead. That's the facts. Now he's asked a question because they're using this agenda to push forward, let's take away the assault weapons, assault rifles. But an assault rifle wasn't even used in the Connecticut shooting. So why is all the talk about assault rifles? Okay, let's listen. As a reporter seems to say, well, they didn't even use an assault rifle, but he wants to avoid the question. Like they always do, there's an active investigation. There's an active investigation, yet he let a president come in who has so much background and knowledge of these shootings, doesn't ask one question of this sanctimonious idiot Obama, doesn't ask him one question. He comes into his jurisdiction, he helps them, he guards them on the way out, not asking them one question in this so-called open investigation. Even though Obama is almost as knowledgeable as I am on on rampage shootings.
We're still anticipate to do so for the next 24 to 48 hours. Sir. Sir?
The rifle was not left in the car?
And we didn't discuss the location of any of the...
Here it goes. Because the assault rifle was left in the car. He did not use an assault rifle. And of course, he's part of the government told him, says, don't tell people that he didn't use an assault rifle. And here this lying piece of shit from the Connecticut State Police, the person who failed the children, is now lying about saying, well, no, I don't want to confirm that there was an assault rifle. Well, let me tell you, there was an assault rifle used. There was no assault rifle. But he wants to lie and say, oh, we're not going to tell you.
Well, there's been a lot of speculation out there relative to the location of the weapons, and we'd like to do that when we have additional cohesive information to give to you.
In other words, we've been told not to tell you the truth because there's an agenda. The truth is, now we know that there was no assault rifle used. But this piece of shit who let the children die just wants to keep bullshitting the media, bullshitting us about the truth. Because there's an agenda to take away our right to protect
the
ourselves.
Ownership and about, so I'm going to hold that question till probably tomorrow morning. Okay? Yes, sir.
Two questions. What can you tell us? Were all three of the weapons fired? And number two, what can you tell us about a previous altercation involving the gunman at the shooting?
Okay, first question I cannot answer. I'll have to get that information for you. I don't know. It's that simple.
We're asking him with all the three weapons shot. He says, I can't tell you that. The assault rifle was left in the trunk of the car, unused. And he's saying this old man, he should be well enough around guns to know whether a gun has been fired off or not. You know? You can smell the weapon. You know, this is bullshit. And here is a montage put out by Martin Bashir. A montage of feeling bad about voting for this guy and entrusting the police to protect us. This guy ensured we wouldn't be protected. We cannot protect ourselves. The police enforced this tyrant's orders to disarm Americans, and now Americans are dead because of it. So here's a montage to make us feel worse about it.
Birthdays, graduations, weddings, kids of their own.
Well, this is ridiculous. I'm going to introduce in the Senate and the same bill will be introduced in the House.
You can strangle somebody with your hands. That doesn't mean everybody should have an assault weapon.
Limit the size of clips.
I don't know anyone in the sporting or hunting arena that goes out with an assault rifle.
I wish to God she had had an M4. It takes his head off before he can kill those precious kids.
I don't want us to lose our resolve to do something.
The NRA's #1 objective this time was to defeat Barack Obama.
The school staff did not flinch. They responded as we all hope we might respond. Wait for the good guys. They're coming.
You see that? Let's all feel bad that they mentioned the assault rifle, which was not used in this shooting. You notice that? You hear the whines and cries of the talking heads, the governors and senators and politicians coming to the television telling us how terrible it is for us to defend ourselves. And then what did he just say? Let's wait for the good guys? They're good guys who sat there and shot a veteran in the face with a bomb? That's a good guy? The people he's calling the good guys are the ones who are keeping us from having guns to defend ourselves. They'll arrest us if we try to defend ourselves, right? Those are the good guys that fondle our genitalias at different checkpoints as we go down the road. And all that fondling of genitalia didn't stop this from happening in Connecticut. But let's wait on the good guys, right? Isn't that what you want to do when you got somebody shooting you? Isn't that the Constitution doesn't say we have the right to bear arms, inevitably to protect ourselves? It says you have the right to wait for the good guys? Well, the good guys are the National Advisory, and we are here. You don't have to wait for us. All you have to do is tell that ignoramus idiot Barack Hussein Obama, who I call Barack Insane Obama, you have to tell him to listen to the top analysts of this country, the top national security advisor of this country. You want to go forward, and what this advisor says is, let's go back to the Constitution. Give everybody the right to bear arms, which means carry on your person. Give everybody the freedom to assemble. That means Americans can assemble whenever, wherever they want to talk about a change in politics and this tyrant atmosphere, this environment of tyranny. We have the right to assemble and talk about a new way. Talk about public executions of these tyrants. We need to freely assemble and do that. The right to freedom of speech. The freedom of speech so I can say that. Okay, so I can say, let's assemble, let's talk about getting rid of these tyrants. That's the right to speech, the right to bear arms, to enforce what I'm saying, the right to assemble to talk to others that are saying that. But we don't have any of those rights. We have the right now to wait for the good guy. Wow. Now here's what I'm talking about. I got 1%. But in every shooting, this is what the media and the president and congressmen and senators bring up. Why wasn't God there? They start blaming God. But when God gives America a top national security advisor and they ignore him, they're ignoring God, aren't they? God gives you someone with a gift to tell you things that are going to happen before they happen. The president stated, we will take our chances, and then the president took his chances. People are dead. They're not going to admit that the president gambled with the children. They're going to blame God. Listen to it.
Why was God not there for me?
Listen to it.
Why was God not there for me?
See that?
Why was God not there for me?
See, they all said it. At each shooting for the last 4 years Obama went to, every tragedy, he wanted to put in there, hey, there's no God there. Why wasn't God there? But isn't by having an analyst that tells you something that's going to happen before it happens and warns you to shut the school down, isn't that like a gift from God? I didn't hear it from God. I use probability analysis. I look at the facts, and then you can see quite clearly what's going to happen next. Using history, the present environment, and our knowledge of sociology, we can tell what's going to happen next. It's an easy equation. Hard for me to say, but it's an easy equation. Like I said, I was one of the country's top analysts and advisors. My family's been in this country for over 250 years. We were here before the revolution. I homeschooled my children, and 3 of them are doctors today. We're always going to advice from this Ree lady, right? Getting advice from her. She doesn't have children, and let alone think that they graduate in doctors like the top advisor, me. But let's listen to her. Why are they listening to her and not the top analyst? Oh, because the top analyst says we should go back to homeschooling.